Hello, happy Monday. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day. It is May 6, 2024, and our tip today comes from the video Focus Groups, How to Do Your Own Jury Research. It's a video with David Ball, Debra Miller, and Artemis Malekpour. Here to read today's tip is Artemis. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Many attorneys, including the most successful ones I know, regularly lose their first 2, 3, or 4 focus groups. But based on what they learn each time, they continue refining and repositioning, incrementally improving until focused jurors begin siding with them. Then and only then do they feel ready to venture to court.
Yeah, so we want to win as lawyers, right? And I always think, I already know how I can win, or I wouldn't assign the case, but I better know all the ways I can lose and try to inoculate against them, prepare for them. So yeah, tell us more about that. That seems so important.
Well, and it's also, I want to make sure also people understand what lose means, because sometimes what people think is they need to water down their case in order to lose, as we're telling them, better to find out all the weaknesses of your case, all the ways that the jurors are going to slam you, because only then do you improve your case, your arguments. Because if you do a focus group and everyone agrees with you, well, what was the purpose in doing that? However, when we're saying lose, we don't mean watering down your case. What we mean is presenting your case, but also making sure that the defense case is as strong, even stronger than it's going to be at trial. The best way to do that is to really tap into what we know defense-minded jurors are going to bring into deliberations with them. So when we're saying that, we're not, it's that idea of crash testing with pillows. We're not talking about that. It's the idea of, really making sure that you have the strongest arguments, even arguments that the defense cannot make or will not make at trial, but there's seeds of those arguments in your defense statement, not in a way that turns off jurors, but in a way that they can grab onto them. Those defensive-minded jurors can grab onto them. And what we want to do is find out, okay, our plaintiff-friendly jurors, what are they going to do against those arguments? That's the whole point in, quote, losing, is to be able to really test your case so hard and to hear all the negative stuff while you're focus grouping, so you don't have to deal with them when you get into trial, because you've either, inoculated, undermined, put into context, as Keith Mitnick talks about, all those things, judo lawing, as Gary Johnson says. You've already done that. You've positioned your arguments well enough and their arguments well enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, there's also just the process of preparing. I know when I do a focus group, I want to prepare the defense. And you said something really important. Even if you don't think the defense is going to make that argument, it's what you believe is the strongest case. And just going through that process helps you be on your feet in front of the jury and understand where everyone's coming from. It's invaluable.
And what you're saying is very important, that idea. I've had so many attorneys who say, when I'm working doing focus groups with them and I'm putting them through those steps of, okay, you really need to sit down and write a defense statement and think of all the negatives of your case and put that in there, build that argument. They find that if they only did that, that was worth the exercise, because you don't necessarily do that in your case from a defensive-minded perspective. So yeah, it's really important to do that. And again, so many times working with attorneys, I'll hear them say, well, the defense will never be able to say that. Again, that does not prevent a juror from saying that in your deliberations. And that's why it's important to test for that. We know that it happens.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your vast wisdom and experience with focus groups. You've done probably, is it thousands? Hundreds at least, right?
Yeah, I don't even know, but I enjoy that. It's my favorite thing to do, are the focus groups. It's really Someone said the other day, you really interact well with your focus group jurors. He was watching his attorney in the case. And I said, it's because I love them. I love those folks. And really, that's also a lesson for voirdire, going in and really loving and embracing the people that are sitting in that box. And then that reflects back what the love that you're giving them, they reflect back on you. And that opens up a nice dialogue. It makes them comfortable. And it's just a game changer. So I highly recommend. But yeah, focus groups are my favorite. But thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Let's take a deep breath together and be aware of being alive, being grateful to be alive today. May we work today to reduce suffering in the world. May our efforts as lawyers and as people help to repair the world. May we fiercely and compassionately advocate for our clients and champion their stories this Monday. All right, I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. This can take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just remind you it's Monday. Go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.